this
I'm
much.
gonna motherfuckers betting against it. I don't know. I mean, shit. Motherfucker said he was gonna make 5 threes, he made 4, and then he got hurt and shit.
Why? You ain't smart enough to have nobody else take the do it for you. Jesus Christ. In this day and
They
age.
can't have no fact in that shit. They coming to I mean, from what they say, they looking to some everybody to see who can put in best for that shit. But you can't be nowhere near that shit.
What up, though?
All right,
I think we're live, but it may have went on the wrong deal. One second. Let's confirm this. No, it's not showing right there.
You're not live on TikTok yet.
Yeah, TikTok. It gave
We showing on YouTube.
Yeah, we're on YouTube, but we're not on the one we're on. Okay, we're going to get started. Hey, what up, though? Welcome to the Hood Report. Welcome to the Hood Report, the spot where culture meets competition and where we spit real shit. For today, sports once again going to be our focus, and while culture is going to guide our discussions, in the end, our focus is going to make sure you, our audience, that you both enjoy and that you're informed and entertained. So with that, we have pretty interesting topics to cover today. We're going to, as the NBA season just wrapped up, we're going to wrap up the NBA season. So we're going to talk a little bit about the championship, and then we'll talk about just the season overall in general. From there, we're going to also then move over to the draft, and we're going to talk about the draft and what teams we thought had the best draft and helped themselves going into next season. And then we're going to finish up, as there's been quite a bit of trade activity. We're going to talk the trades that have taken place and, which of those we see as being impactful and setting teams up for success. So with that, joining me today, the usual cast of characters. We got Martin, we got Q, and we got Tweety, all here ready to jump in. So we're going to start off with the NBA. First question is, provide your thoughts as we look back. Provide your thoughts on the NBA championship. So, Q, why don't you go ahead and go first?
All right. What a hell of a championship, just to start off. Great game on both sides of both teams. Gave us 7 games, which I called. I might want to add. I did call that. Tweety, you didn't call that. I called that. So
you're right.
I want to add.
Call it championship.
Yes, you did. But we will give Tweety the credit for riding with him all the way through. That's what we're gonna give Tweety credit for. But great.
I ain't giving Tweety no credit. That was the fucking. You picked the team that was 700. That was minus 700 favorite. What the fuck? Ain't no credit for neither one of you motherfuckers. Neither one of you motherfuckers.
The playoffs.
Anyway, go ahead.
Picked them. The playoffs.
Yeah, I should have picked them, but I didn't want to go with where every fucking body else is going. So I went somewhere else.
That didn't bother you. That didn't bother you when you betted for the Knicks. When you went for the Knicks, that didn't bother you.
The Knicks were the same level favorite. They were the same level favorite as OKC.
Everybody else.
So you're comparing picking the Knicks with picking OKC. Get the fuck out of here. Go ahead and finish up. Motherfucker, then we go to the next person. Get your ass off. Go ahead. Finish up what you got to say.
Yeah. Anyways, great. I really like to finish when OKC won and Shea got his award and he shared it with Williams. I thought it was really classy. Because that was his dog. And he really, he carried him through the championship. Even when Shea wasn't always on his game, he was always there to provide and give, everything that he needed to be his dynamic duel. So, shout out to that. Sad that Halliburton had the injury, and we could have seen a better game out of Indiana for the game 7. But shout out to both teams.
All right, go ahead, Mark. What you got?
It was the finals. It was a very good finals. I mean, a lot of people complained about this finals because it wasn't a big. It wasn't a big. The big teams. The teams are always there. You had 2 new teams there, and to me, they put on the show. They put on the show. OKC, hey, they deserve to win. They was a better team, But I tell you, Indiana showed up. And I look back, and I know they still got to be kicking themselves because if Indiana win that game 4 when they was up late and go up 3-1, they probably would have won the series. But between that and then Heidelberg getting hurt in that last game, I mean, if you're, I don't care if you wouldn't root for Indiana. To see him go down like that at that moment where he hit 3 threes, and if anybody watched Heidelberg this year, when Heidelberg get to going and then get to talking to the crowd and all that, that's what he was doing in that game 7. He was about to have a big game, but
he was.
unfortunately, hey, it happens. But you gotta give OKC credit. They stepped up. They took care of business. SGA, hey, he deserved it. MVP. But to me, hey, it was a good finals. It was very competitive. A lot of people didn't think it was gonna be competitive at all. A lot of people thought it was gonna be a sweep or a genuine sweep, Tweety. But it went 7 games, and to me, hey, it was a good series. I enjoyed, and OKC deserved to win.
All right.
Props to them. A new team win the championship.
All right, Trey, what you got?
Absolutely.
I give all the props to Indiana. Indiana came in. Didn't nobody think they was gonna get past the Knicks. Matter of fact, didn't nobody think they was gonna make it there at all. Didn't nobody think they was gonna make it there.
Did.
You thought the Indiana? Oh yeah, okay. You better with them.
Yeah, he thought Indiana was going to beat Milwaukee too. So I mean,
okay.
He thought Milwaukee was going to beat Indiana too.
Not as motherfucker all of a sudden got everything right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tweety.
Okay.
No.
So I give all the props to Indiana. Indiana, they played their ass off the whole playoffs. All right, but OKC, it was too much for them. I believe it was just too much for them. They was the best team all year. They had the best player all year. And the team chemistry was just too much, I thought, for Indiana. And they just took it over and won the championship. So I give all the props to OKC for doing it the whole season. And they deserve to win because they did it from day 1 to day 82, 83, 84, whatever it was, the whole season. So, OKC.
Only thing I would differ on that is where you're saying the chemistry was too much. It was 3-3, and Indiana blew a game and had a chance to win, and even still in Game 7. So I don't know if it was too much. I think they won on their home floor in Game 7. I would say just in wrapping up, hey, they, as you said, Tweety, I agree with wire to wire. They were the best team in the league for the most part, besides in the middle of the season with Cleveland. But I don't think anybody ever thought Cleveland was the best team. So OKC, wire to wire, best team. I think it reinforces, hey, defense wins championships, as they were clearly the best defensive team and, arguably one of the best defensive teams in the history of the NBA. I do still think there were teams in the 90s that were better defensively, contrary to being a different league. But wire to wire they won, and SGA, after the prior season, averaging 30, came into this year for the third year in a row, averaged 30, and then carried this team to championships. Kudos to OKC. I'm not an OKC hater by any means. They were the favorite team, and they won. I think Indiana was very game. I think Indiana had a chance to win the championship. I think Indiana blew their chance to win the championship by, as Martin said, losing that Game 4 they had under control for the entire game. So, but that's what happens. You win some of the ones that you should lose, and you lose some of the ones you should win. So that happened to OKC in Game 1, where they blew a game they should have won. So the shit swings both ways, and sometimes you're lucky by it, sometimes you're unlucky by it. I think the Halliburton was unfortunate injury because with him starting off fast, no matter how the game went, it was going to be a good fucking game. Rather than the blowout that we saw, just with him getting started and hitting 3 threes in the first quarter, it was on his way to be a great game, epic probably, one of the best games we ever saw in Game 7, and unfortunately we didn't get a chance to see that. So that's my one dismay when I look at the season, is that it had to end with an injury, having an impact on what would have been a great game. So, all right, with that, let's go around real quick. Let's see. OKC, where's the crown? Who on the panel thinks, what do you think the chances are of repeating and winning the championship again next year? So, Tweety, what you think? Next year?
No. I
want to hear this. Call it now. Let's call it.
No, I'm not calling it to go back to back. I can't do it.
No back to
I
back.
can't do it. No, it's not gonna be no back to back with all the CBA rules, the new the new rules in the NBA. It's not gonna
But
be
hey,
back to back champions no more.
but it's not going to affect. That's not going to affect OKC because
It's
they're
not.
keeping everybody.
Right.
It affect everybody else.
Yeah.
Everybody else gonna get a little bit better. The West is still so, and I don't think they're gonna win back to back. So that's just me.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm-
he went out.
I'm gonna weigh in. I'm gonna say I don't think they're gonna win back to back because the NBA isn't set up for that now. You've had of the last 7 champions, none of them have been repeat champions. The last one to do so was back in 2018, 19 was the last team to actually win back to back. I don't think it's going to happen. I think there's a couple of teams that are going to be formidable, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But I think there's a couple teams that are going to be formidable that are going to contend and not allow them to go back to back like the last team that did, Golden State. So, Martin, what you think?
I'm going to say that I'm going to go 50-50 on this. I think they got a chance to repeat. Oh, no, and let me tell you why. Because they didn't get bothered by nothing. And you know, like in with the crazy, they don't probably lose nobody. Gonna have the same young team. They actually picked up a good guy at Georgetown. I like that guy Sober at Georgetown too.
Yeah, he's
so
good.
they actually gained some more talent. But the one thing that they're gonna gain is that fucking is that finals experience. And with them winning, their confidence gonna be out of the charts. And
Oh, it's
with a
gonna be
young
ridiculous.
team like that, when you get them that confidence, and I don't know. I mean, like I say, out of all the teams that have won the last couple of years, I think they gonna have one of the best shots to repeat. You gonna have one of the best players in the league still, and then the other players around them, Williams and them. I think the growth is really gonna be like with Williams and them other guys,
Yeah.
because win the championship, that give them especially with a young team, that's gonna get them a whole bunch of confidence, and them being so young, getting that confidence like that, they're gonna be tough next year. I think they're gonna be tough next year, and no, yeah. I think it's a 50-50 chance. I'm not going to say for sure they're going to win guaranteed, but I think out of all the teams that won the last like 5 or 6 years, they one of the best teams to repeat. I do.
I get you. All right, Q, what you think?
I'm leaning towards yes. They do have a great chance. They're still even though the West will get better around them, but they have taken it to a level. They like Martin said, they got the MVP, the championship pedigree now. So that's going to help them. They're a young, deep team. So this team next year is going to probably be in first place again in their division. You know, because they're going to run off like snot. Ain't nobody going to be able to win as many games as them because of their depth and defense. So they'll be in first place. They'll have an easier road to the finals. So with that being said, yes, I think they do have a good chance to repeat.
I don't know if it's going to be that easy of a road. Number one thing that sets in is complacency. So what happens once you've won, then you come out and you're complacent. Now, it's just going to be interesting to see if they come out and they're complacent, if they get bored by the regular season, if they get bored by the process and just want to fast forward to the championship, which happens to a lot of champions. It's going to be interesting to see if they can maintain the focus. I think they're going to be focused. They seem to be a pretty focused team. But I think it's going to be a stumbling block somewhere that's going to trip them up. So I'm going to vote and say I think they're not going to repeat. I think they'll get multiple championships, but I don't think it's going to be in the fashion of a repeat. I think they're going to come out and they're going to have swag and they're going to be tough. But I don't see them. I don't think they're going to win it back to back.
You already said that, nigga.
Yes, I'm gonna hold the line. I'm gonna hold the line there. Yeah, that's because you two wishy-washy motherfuckers came on
Whatever.
and said, "Oh, I think they got a chance." Either are they gonna do it or not? Yes or fucking no? Not a chance.
I said
no.
they got
Are they
said
gonna
they
do
have a
it?
chance.
Are they gonna do it? Yes or no? Yes or
I
fucking
said
no?
what I said. And I'm
Yes
gonna
or
stick
no?
with it. I said 50-50, motherfucker. I said-
Yes
I
or
said-
no? You two wishy-washy
You gonna tell me what the
motherfuckers.
fuck?
Answer the question. Answer the fucking question.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
And I answered it.
we give
I
it.
did
You
answer the
moving on. You two
Come on with it.
wishy-washy
Move on.
motherfuckers. Like, come on.
Let's
Hell
move
no.
on.
Tweet. Hey, tweet. You said
Yes, sir.
You said
I
no.
said no.
And I said yes. That's an answer. These two motherfuckers right here, wishy-washy, on the fence
If you
motherfuckers like
said
that.
what the answer is, okay.
I don't, maybe. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey,
All right,
hey,
next.
we gave a
Next.
political answer. Shut
Next,
up.
moving on. Now, give me coming out of this season and what you've seen so far in the offseason and some of the movement that we'll talk about in a moment, give me two teams that you think are going to be ones to watch. Let's make that one out the East and one out of the West that you think is going to be formidable. Not so you got to take OKC out of the equation. Who's going to be formidable coming out of the East and then coming out of the West that you think has a chance to do the dethrone? So go ahead, Mark. Why don't you go first on this one?
Well, in the West, yeah, to me, it's got to be Houston. I think it's got to be Houston. Them picking up Durant, getting exactly what they needed. I mean, getting exactly what they needed. They needed that score, and they got it. So I think Houston is going to be in. They're going to be that team next year that's really going to push the champs to that level. So I think it's Houston for sure. I think there's no question about anybody else in the West.
Come on, Mark. What about Dallas?
Yeah.
Dallas got a good chance. I think Dallas, when they get healthy, I know they're not starting the season healthy with Kyrie, probably not on the injury list to start the season. But I think, going off into it, they got a good chance to dethrone them too. I would put the name out there. Go ahead.
Last time I checked, he asked Martin about who Martin thought, and then I was saying that, but then you want to butt in and just go and say Dallas. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's one East, one East, one West.
East and West.
Go ahead, Mark.
You can tell the East. Quit that for me. You want to tell me what the fuck I said? Okay, anyway, like I said, I think it's Houston in the West. I think it's Houston in the West for sure, and the East. Shit, it's some goddamn Knicks.
Please. There you go.
Hey,
there you go.
Let me explain. Well, I'm just saying, with all the injuries and stuff to the key players in the East right now, it just gonna open the door for them Knicks. We had a good year this year. They made it to the Eastern Conference Final.
Let's get a coach first.
And they fell apart.
Yeah, they ain't got a coach.
I think it is because that was the first year with this team and what they did in that first year. The next step is going to the finals. And like I say, because right now the East is in shambles with all the injuries and everything else. So no, I think I think the door is open for the Knicks.
I do. One team that ain't in shambles.
Yep.
No. For the East, you got to be Cleveland. Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh my God!
I lost all my faith in Cleveland.
I'm picking Cleveland. You know why? You know why? Lonzo Ball.
Oh my God, Lonzo Ball, because he played for the Lakers. He played for the Lakers. That's right. He played for the Lakers. Go ahead, Tweety. Give yours. Yeah, Cleveland in the East. Who you got in the West?
Cleveland was good this season. This season in the regular season.
What they had knocked out one round. They had knocked out one round.
That was they young still. They still learn how to play together.
How many years?
They're young. Cleveland ain't no fucking young team.
Ain't this their second year getting knocked out like that, Tweety?
No, they got knocked out they got knocked out like that the last 4 years. Go ahead.
Third time's a charm. They gonna come back. They gonna come back next year.
You won't get my money on that fucking Cleveland team. All right, who you got in the West?
The West.
Oh boy, why did he ask the question? Oh,
why?
He just say Lakers.
It gotta be Houston.
He say Lakers.
Houston.
Okay.
No, I ain't picking the Lakers yet.
Right.
Because Lakers don't know what the hell they doing right now. They don't even have a center, so we don't have a center on the roster. So I can't pick the Lakers yet.
Okay.
Ask me again in about a couple weeks after free agency starts and everything. So we'll come back to that. But now,
rewind the tape. You were the one that was saying that KD wouldn't go to Houston. Remember?
No, I said the best was the Spurs.
No, but you said he wouldn't go to Houston because they had to give up too much.
Well, they didn't. They didn't give up shit.
I watched the fucking video before the show today. So that's how I know what the fuck you said. Anyway, go ahead.
They didn't give up nothing.
No, they didn't
give up shit. That's why.
Yeah.
It was a great move. Great move by them.
Yeah, that was a good move.
All right, so you got Cleveland and Houston. All right. Go ahead, Q.
Well, I already gave up the one, with Dallas in the West, so that'll be my team in the West that I think that could, as they get healthy coming into the end of the season. The big question is always going to be AD if he can stay healthy. But I think that, that team right there is going to be a beast. It's going to be a beast, and I think that they're going to be able to contend for a championship. In the East,
I think you answered your own question on that one. But go ahead.
In the East, it's got to be them Pistons. It's got to be the Pistons.
Pistons.
Why can't it? Why not? We bang with them Knicks. You talk about teams with
No. Y'all didn't bang the list with the Knicks. Y'all lost to the Knicks. Say it right.
We banged with them Knicks.
Y'all
in
lost
the
to the
playoffs.
Knicks.
We banged
Say
with
it
them Knicks
right.
in the
What was it,
playoffs.
4-1?
We had
Was it 4-1 or what?
we had injuries. No,
Injuries.
We had injuries.
Oh,
We got
injuries.
two
Yeah.
players that's injured that'll be
Oh.
coming back this year. We'll be a better team, and we got just as much chance. If the Knicks got a chance,
Hand me
the
some
Pistons
tissue.
definitely got
Hey,
a chance.
stop betting on yourself.
Let's go
Hand
with
me
the
some,
Detroit
hand me,
Pistons.
hand me some tissue for this guy.
Let's go.
Yeah, stop betting on yourself.
Let's go.
All right.
Let me respond back to your Dallas pick just real quick.
Go
Because
ahead.
since you responded to my Houston pick, you jump right in on me on Houston. So I'm gonna jump right in on Dallas. The reason why I didn't mention Dallas is exactly what you said: injuries. And you got Kyrie coming back from a serious injury that I think is gonna be a serious injury. It's gonna take time to come back. And then you got one of the most injury-prone players in probably NBA history with Anthony Davis. So with them, I don't think they're ever gonna be healthy. I just don't, because with Anthony Davis, you ain't never healthy. But go ahead.
Right, but I don't want to pick the same team as you neither. So anything to pick is a different team from you.
That's
I
all
think
right.
with the injuries.
All right, I'm gonna go with the East.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Eastern Conference, the team that I think is probably going to be the team, I think they solidify some spots. They're also counting on injury. I'm gonna bet Bucks that they're not injured next season. I'm gonna say them Philadelphia 76ers is probably the team that I would watch, because I think they had a really good draft. They have old boy from Duke coming back, who got hurt this season. I think Embiid got a full year being healthy and off. He got his surgeries behind him. I think Paul George is injury prone, is going to be stay healthy. I think Maxey is a motherfucking dog. Hey, and I don't want to talk about what they did in the draft. In the draft, they had a great draft. I hold that until we get to the draft portion. They had a great draft. So I'm going to roll the dice a little bit, and I think the window's open for Philly to be able to sneak in. If they're healthy, they're the best team in the East, hands down, if they're healthy.
You ain't rolling the dice a little bit. You was rolling the dice and you putting your house up for sale. Because if you talk about the Philadelphia 76ers, please, I have no faith in
There
the
you
big
go.
and in Philadelphia.
Nope.
No
And then,
faith.
and then
None
the last one, then we can hit some of our questions. Mark, we had you hit our questions, read them off to us. Then I would say in the Western Conference, I've called it out from the beginning. That KD move, I think, is a checkmate move. I think with Udoka coaching that team, with KD scoring, and then what they already do on defense, they were a problem for OKC this year when they played each other, and them motherfuckers couldn't score. They're going to be a big problem for them next year when they can score. So I think that's going to be the clash of the Titans in the West when Houston meets OKC. That's going to be clash of the Titans. I think Houston is the team to watch in the Western Conference. All right, let's go ahead and hit some of the questions.
Go ahead on TikTok, because right now I'm trying to see them
We're
on
not-
YouTube.
we're not on
Is there
TikTok.
something on TikTok?
Yeah, no, we ain't.
All right, let's see. I can hit them. We got Ms. Stewart said, do we believe it would have been different if Halliburton didn't get hurt? Do we think that it would have been a different outcome if Halliburton didn't get hurt in the Game 7?
I think it would have been totally different. Yeah, it'd have been different.
It wouldn't have been the same
It would've been
outcome.
different.
Same
I
outcome.
don't know.
Yeah,
I'm saying I don't know.
Absolutely.
Hey,
It would've-
Halliburton was in that. Hey, I don't know if y'all watched Halliburton all year, but hey, he was talking to the crowd early. It was about to be one of those games for him.
But
And
it probably would have been, but it would be the same
Rightly
outcome.
I don't know, because
For the same outcome.
the
Same
game,
thing.
hey, they competed pretty good up until the fourth quarter without him. So I mean, I don't know. I think it'd been a different outcome. I think Indiana would have won. I do.
No.
They had to do that the whole series because he was no show some games. So they had to competing without Halliburton. In the end of the game ain't really saying much. They've been doing that already.
No, but when he's completely out of the
game. But what
game.
I'm saying is, when you have him playing on that level, though, but when you do have him playing, they didn't have that, and they had that in Game
It wouldn't have
7
made no
early.
difference. It wouldn't have made no
That's what I'm
difference.
telling you.
I'm not about to go shoulda, coulda, woulda because y'all don't ever go shoulda, coulda, woulda. The game is the game.
Well, the question was, it was a question that said shoulda, coulda, woulda, motherfucker. That's why we're talking about it. What the fuck are you talking about?
Bring it up.
We had a question. You silly
You brought
bastard.
it up.
Yeah. Only shoulda, coulda, woulda. Y'all don't talk shoulda, would have no other time.
Okay.
You
Well,
just-
motherfucker, somebody asked a question.
Injuries and let it be.
Somebody asked a question, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. Look, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give my response. I think Indiana, with him starting off like that, Indiana would have won the game. I would have bet money, and Indiana won with Halliburton starting off because he was on his way to his 21.
Mm-hmm.
At his 21 points, they were 9-0. He would have got over 21 without a doubt, and they would have won again, and they'd have won. They'd have been champions. So that's my
I
thought.
disagree.
If he had got injured,
The game was the game. They was gonna win. Tweeted, anything for these two clowns to make it seem like they had a shot to make themselves look right. We was right in it, and that's the end of it.
it ain't about being right, motherfucker.
What about being right?
We have a guest that asked a question, you goofy bastard. Shut the fuck up. Let's go next.
It
Let's go
would've
next.
been over.
Next question.
It was
Next
over.
question. Next question. Millie, she said, did we think from the trade, most recent trade with KD? What do we think about the trade with KD with the players that went to Phoenix, and then KD going to Houston? We think Phoenix has improved their situation. That's something we're actually going to touch on in the moment. We'll go ahead and hit it now. Go ahead and weigh in, Tweety. What you think about Phoenix? How's Phoenix going to do with the trade of KD?
Phoenix. We talking about Phoenix? Damn. Okay, Phoenix not even gonna make the playoffs. Phoenix is, I don't know what the hell Phoenix doing over there. They why do this trade? They didn't get nothing back in return. That's gonna help their team.
They got
next
two
year.
players. They got two players.
Who they get?
What?
They
They got
got Green and
Dylan
Brooks.
Brooks and Green.
And they got some picks.
The
They
two of
got
them
some
are
draft
and
picks.
picks, but they're not scrubs. Two of them ain't scrubs. I would tell you,
Well,
when you look at
but
the collective thing they put together, Phoenix might compete for the play-in. They're probably going to compete for the play-in because I like what they. I think Green and what's they bring the defensive mentality that Phoenix didn't have last year. They already had the point guard position who didn't play because you had the big three that held the
Who's
ball
their
too
point
much.
guard? Who's a point guard?
Oh, you're away from Minnesota. That
No,
was the back up there. Yeah, they have a point guard.
Okay, they got like 10 shooting guards. They play the same position.
Not,
But this the thing. But this the thing, though, Twitter. That I don't know. You might be missing.
Well,
They didn't
okay.
make the playoffs to do anything with Durant, so they
Yeah.
can't. It can't get no
can't be no
worse.
worse.
It can't get no worse.
worse.
They didn't make the playoffs in a 10-team playoff. But you 10. If you're the 10th team,
Yeah.
you can still make the playing games. They didn't make that complete.
Exactly.
They can't get no worse.
That's ridiculous.
I think they had to blow it up, and they had to get rid of Durant. I would say get rid of everybody.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
They,
Yeah.
really
They should have got more for
I
Kevin.
think you
think
keep
they
Booker.
should've got more
I
for
think
KD.
I think they did right by keeping Booker. They got to still see if they can get Bradley Beal. But then I think the other thing they did is they picked up Williams, which is the third player that she mentioned, that Millie mentioned. They picked him up, and then I think along with that, with picking him up, then they drafted another big boy. I think they have a big team. I think they're going to be a really good defensive team, and I think they're actually going to be a better team. I think they're going to. As a matter of fact, I say it here, book it. They're going to be in the play-in next season.
Yeah,
Oh, hell
definitely-
no.
they'll definitely
Hell
be
no.
much improved. Definitely be much improved. I was really happy. When they first made the trade and I found they gave up the first round pick, I said, whoa, why so high? Why so much? But then I went back and looked at what the Lakers were going to give up. And the Lakers were actually going to give up a little bit more for him. You know what I'm saying? So when you say that Phoenix gave up too much, no, they actually got a good deal, and they shored up their defense. One thing, Tweety, that we know that the Lakers really need right now is to shore up their defense. So they shored up their defense. They got those two players on the front that can actually help, on the defensive end. So they definitely gonna be a better team, Millie. They definitely gonna be much improved. I don't know if they're gonna go where to play in, but I think they'll be much improved.
Well, Millie just came back too. I got my questions now. They finally came up for me. Millie just came back and said, too, was it good for KD? And I'm going to answer that. It's great for KD.
Yeah, great.
It's a great situation for KD because he don't have to go there and be the leader. All he got to do is go there and just put the ball in the basket.
Get buckets.
And that's what he do the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
That's what he do the best. Is do the best. So Millie,
Coach gonna put
it's
him in
a
the right
great
spot.
move for KD. Great move.
So they should have got more back for KD.
Well,
Phoenix should have got more back for KD. They should
KD
at
is
least.
what, 36,
Yeah,
37?
You
got more back.
only get what the market is willing to give, right? If the market is willing to give X amount, then you only get what you're willing to give. And he only had 1 year on his deal. So KD, they had to go work with KD to send him to the teams that he wanted to play with, because if he all he had to do is tell the team on the other side, look, I'm not gonna re-up with you. I'm not gonna re-up with you after the season, so you can't trade me there. So there was a level of control that prevented them from getting the maximum deal, because he's on the expiring contract. So that's why they weren't going to get the same equity that you've seen with some other people.
Right.
All right, we have more questions, Martin. Go ahead. We'll hit a couple of them.
Another question we got here: who do you think was the biggest steal of the draft and why? That's from Ghost. Ghost. What? Ghost is back. What up, Ghost?
Hey, power hour, baby.
I'm sorry Tariq did you like that. You know what? Fuck Tariq. I'm sorry Tariq did you like that. So they're asking who was the biggest steal of the draft and why.
There we go.
I think the Wizards picking up Walter Clayton Jr. What was it? What was it? 18, 19, 20? 18 pick. I think he was the biggest shot maker in the tournament last year. I mean, and he showed in big games the shots he can make in clutch moments. I think that was a good pickup for them. I mean, and I didn't think he was going to be around at number 18, but a lot of people in front of him. Huh?
He got traded to Utah.
Oh yeah, traded to Utah, but he was still the 18th. Okay, so so he went to Utah, but I think getting him at the 18th pick, I think that was a steal, because he was he was the biggest clutch shot maker last year in tournament. I mean, and he did it throughout the whole tournament, throughout the whole year. So, and his game has improved the last couple of years, coming from Iona and then going to Florida and all that. Yeah. His game has improved every year, and last year, he stepped up big time. For him to be on the board at number 18, and some other players that they got picked up ahead of him, I'm like, hold up. But yeah, so I think it was him. I think it was Walter Clayton Jr.
Okay. Hey, what you got, Quentin? Who you think was the biggest steal? Who do you think was a steal in the draft?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a team that didn't even have a first round pick. He gonna
say the Pistons. There we go.
We're able to sneak in the second round, pick up a great guy from Tennessee.
I knew it.
Average 18 points a game, a 3-point shooter. Fell way down the draft, shouldn't be. We're gonna go with Chaz Lanier, Detroit Pistons in the second round. That was
no surprise. No, I mean, it's the second round. I mean, he just said it because it's the Pistons, but in all honesty, that was a good pickup to get him in the second round, because he is a scorer.
You can't get no credit nowhere around here.
Well, don't hold your breath for credit. All right, go ahead, Tweety.
He's a scorer.
I thought it was Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey. He was projected, top 3.
He went number 5. He went number 5 though. Ain't no
but
steal.
That's why he failed, because he didn't work out for nobody.
Oh, yeah, but he still went the top 5 picks. Tweety, come on.
He didn't work out with nobody. That's why he fell. He should have been third.
I thought he was gonna pick Cooper.
He should have been third in the draft.
I'm gonna give you one good one. I'll give you one good one.
Who's that?
Broom, player of the year in the SEC. Broom going in the second round, getting picked up at pick number 35. I think Broom was a great pickup and a steal at that. And you saw him perform at the highest levels. You saw him perform. So I think he was the biggest steal of the draft, is what I would say. Let me see.
Okay. That's why he turned into what he about to talk about later. Oh, okay. I got it.
He went to Philadelphia. I think the Lakers would have picked him up if he would have failed one more spot.
But you know what?
He would have picked him up. Lakers would have picked him up.
But now I see why Rod says 76ers most improved team, because now they got like a fail-safe, at least some kind of backup big man in case MD go down. He ain't the same level, the same class, but at least you got somebody who can go out there and bang in a big body, you know what I'm saying, and keep you, because you got the guards and stuff, to keep you. So I can see that now.
I told you we were going to talk the draft. So let's take this and go right into the draft. So looking at the draft, unless we have any other questions we need to hit right now. We have any?
No,
que-
we're
any other
good right
questions?
now.
Okay, I would say looking at the draft, who do you think aced the draft and did a great job at improving their ball club with the draft? Go ahead, Tweety. What you got?
Oh, this
I
is
got to go
easy.
with the Lakers.
Oh my God!
I got to go.
Man, come on with your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, I
come
wanna
on,
hear
the
this.
Lakers.
Yes. You know that slasher. They thought he was a first round pick. Darryl, they thought he was a first round pick out of Arkansas.
Yeah.
Okay.
He a 6'8" wing, 3-and-D wing that the Lakers need because we might get rid of Rui. So they need that replacement. So they went out. They traded up twice to go get this guy. He a 6'8". He a 6'8" wing threat. He long defender. So that's what we need. That's what we came up and got from the second round. We didn't have a first round pick.
Okay.
So I'm picking the Lakers for this.
I'm gonna help you out a little bit, big fella. Also, if you look at who the Lakers picked up on the free agent market, they did pretty good on the free agent market. They got a point guard, R.J. Davis from North Carolina. They got another forward from Villanova, Dixon, who is a long guy. So I think the Lakers, when you couple that, I think they did okay. I don't think they had a great draft, but I would say I think they did okay. You got anybody else you want to name for the draft, or are you all about the Lakers today?
It's
All about the Lakers.
Okay. About Lakers.
All right, Martin, go ahead. What you got?
About the Lakers.
This is to me, this is easy. The draft picks. I think the Spurs did a great job. I think the Spurs had a great draft.
Spurs had a great
actually.
draft.
I think, because to me, I think Dylan Harper probably going to be the best player. To me, the best all-around player. I think it's going to be Dylan Harper because he does everything on the opposite side of the ball. He defends as well. So I think with him picking up Carter Bryant from Arizona, that was a good pickup. But I'm telling you, I like even better than Carter Bryant. That boy from Marquette, they picked up Cam Jones. I like his offensive game.
Yeah.
So to me, they picked up some players that can go around big fella. I think the Spurs did a very good job in the draft, putting players around big boy.
And actually, I'll tell you, motherfuckers don't know that motherfucking Cam from Marquette is no joke.
Cam,
That boy's the real deal.
He's a scorer.
Yeah.
He can score the basketball. So, like I said, you put him around. And that's something that the Spurs Spurs need, and they need threats around big fellas. So,
Yeah.
I think the Spurs had the best draft.
And that's the other thing about one last thing about Cam, not to hang up on him, but he
Yeah.
played the two for his first couple of years, and then he came over and played point guard last year and showed him
Right.
an ability to pass the ball. He
Versatile.
ended up averaging 4+ assists a game last year and got his bucket. So Cam was great. Because I think the Spurs had an outstanding
Spurs
draft.
did.
Go ahead, Q. What you think? You already said the Pistons, so we're here to give it. So I'm gonna give you a sleeper team that had a good draft. I'm gonna tell
Go ahead,
you,
brother.
Philly had a great draft.
Yeah.
Philly adding that boy Edgecombe. That boy is once again same thing, 3-and-D guy, long, very aggressive, plays great defense. I think he's a great pick. And then picking up Broom, I think Philly had a great draft. Picking the two of them, I would rate theirs probably an A for draft. I'll tell you another team that I thought really did good, and I don't know why people were hating on them, but I thought they did pretty good. I thought New Orleans picking up Fears, that boy from Oklahoma, he's a scorer. And I remember I watched him a couple times last year, and I watched him that game against Michigan. He was out there putting in some work. So I like him and Queen. Queen is, I think they're saying that Queen plays the same as same position as Zion, but I think you can play him and Zion together because Zion don't play out of the post. Queen plays out of the post. So I think you can play both of them together, and it's not a problem.
They ain't got to worry about playing
like a smaller big man lineup.
They ain't got to worry about playing them together. What we talking about? We got to worry about playing
Why?
together.
Because Zion ain't never playing.
Because Zion gonna be hurt to have the season.
Yeah.
We ain't worried about that.
Yeah, you're right.
His ass gonna be hurt.
Oh my god!
All right, this is we got.
Or some other bull crap.
Hey, Utah did have a good draft too.
Utah did good. Utah did good.
Yeah,
they
when they
did.
picked up Walter Clayton Jr. and Ace Bailey,
Yeah.
that's a hell of a team.
That was a
The draft, yeah.
That was a really good draft for them.
They
And I
had-
was shocked the players that they picked up, but they did.
They had a good draft. Let's see. We got a couple other people jump on. Let's say what up to Choya, Storm East. Welcome to the call.
No.
I think we got another question here, don't we, Martin?
What we got here? So, which team had your favorite draft and why? Well, we just went over the drafts. Yeah, but that was just really asked about the draft overall. Who's our favorite draft and why? Yeah.
We got another one. Let's see. Ghost had which trade or room or do you think will shake up the league the most? What trade do you think is going to shake up the league the most? I think that tied into our. I would say that tied into our last segment. I think KD is the biggest trade. I think it puts him in a position where it's perfect, where he doesn't, as Martin said, he didn't have to be a leader because he don't want to be. All he wants to do is be your hooper's favorite hooper. You want to go out there and get buckets. Right. He's allowed to do that in this situation. Udoka is the unquestioned leader of that team. He has the locker room. The players go to his beat. They watch out for fucking Houston next year. I am telling you, that Houston team is gonna be a motherfucker next year, boy. They're gonna be a motherfucker next year. That other Thompson boy, both of them is gonna blow up. Take the next progression next year. Both the one in Detroit and the one there. Watch them two boys next year. Yeah, watch both them Thompson twins. So I would say that. I think we answered it with that, but I don't know if anybody else has anything else to add to that.
I think one is out of them twins. I mean, the one in Houston is better. But go ahead.
There you go. Go.
Well, so I'm saying. I mean, no. I mean,
how is he better?
No,
what's better about him?
The production that I saw. Look, I'm going back to that's on the floor.
You just Michael Jackson.
The guy, he was out of control.
Like one of your shit.
So what do you all think? You all think does Ball add anything to Cleveland? While we're talking the trades, does anybody think Cleveland improves with Ball?
Add defense and depth to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
You said what?
And that's what they need also.
Ball play defense.
Yes, Ball plays defense.
Oh, you full of shit.
Does.
Ball don't play no motherfucking defense. Him or the brother.
I'm trying to tell you, yes, he does.
Or the daddy.
I'm trying to tell you, he do play defense.
Or the one that's the rapper, the other brother is the rapper. He don't play defense either. None of the motherfuckers play D. Fuck out of here, defense.
They ain't gonna get no further.
I think it's an upgrade from what they had. Oh boy, I wouldn't do a president. Oh boy, that they gave up. So I mean,
Okoro
had injuries. Yeah, Ball had injuries last few years or whatever. So we'll see how he comes back from that. Mm-hmm. When Ball is playing, no, he's a decent defender. But I don't know about him shooting though. No, he can't shoot like old boy. Old boy is a much better shooter. But with Cleveland. After the way Cleveland performed last year, the last couple of years, after doing that in the season, I just got no faith in them at all.
Yeah, I say fuck Cleveland.
Really, I have no faith in them at all.
I can't say.
I got more faith in them than the Knicks. They ain't even got a damn coach yet.
No. Knicks is better than Cleveland.
Okay.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would take the Knicks to knock off Cleveland too. I'm not a fan of Cleveland. After the stuff they pulled, they won all the games during the season.
A couple years.
They come out like they game busters. They're gonna do something. They get knocked out early. Like, come on. I'm not. I am not at all impressed by them. I think the other thing that was interesting, you had quite a few players get picked up in the free agent market that was big. You had Caleb Love that went to Portland. He got picked up as a free agent. You got R.J. Davis, like I said, went to the Lakers along with the boy Dixon from Villanova. You had who else? You had Hunter Dickinson went to the Pelicans. So he ain't gonna do shit there. You had Mark Sears, which I think is a quiet as kept. Mark Sears from Alabama, little guard. I thought he would have got drafted. He didn't get drafted.
Had to be in the,
Milwaukee picked him up.
Yeah, for him, he has to be in the best situation.
I agree. He's short.
Yeah,
he's small.
He has been in a good situation. Now going to Milwaukee, that might be a good situation for him because they're gonna need him to shoot the ball.
Yeah, Dame hurt. So
they're gonna need him to shoot the ball. Shoot from the outside. To try and free up Greek Freak. But that was a good landing spot for him. I
agree. I think they had a great pickup. But then you had Golden from Michigan, our boy from Michigan. You had him. He went to the Miami Heat. So the free agent, undrafted free agent market was really good. It was really good.
Well, they pick up all these people from overseas and all this stuff. Like, because like the first 10, it was all guys in college, but then after that, they started going overseas and everywhere else.
Yeah, they
So
started.
that opens the door,
Yes,
for these
it pushes
guys
down
picked
for.
up, whatever.
Yes, yes, absolutely, Mark.
Heavy bias towards France players. Heavy
they put a
bias
lot of
towards
France
France players.
players.
You got a lot of France players winning the draft. I want to say, I think it was like 6 or 7 players that were from France that were drafted. They weren't all as high as they've been in the past
Right.
couple of drafts. But you had a little stretch where at the end of the first round, early second round, where a lot of guys from France that got drafted.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, next piece. We got any other questions we need to hit?
Billy just asked about the Thunder. Is they not repeating? And that's something we mentioned earlier.
Well,
we
two
had
of
a
us
couple
answered
people
it.
say- yeah.
Maybe the other
Two
two
of-
of us,
yeah.
two of us answered it. The other two motherfuckers didn't answer it. So I said,
Yeah.
Tweety, give your answer again, please, because you answered the question.
I don't think they was they gonna repeat. Say repeat. I don't
Yes.
think they're gonna repeat.
And I'll say the
It's
same
too
thing.
many-
Go
Yeah,
ahead, Tweety, finish up.
It's too many. The West is too. It's going to be too competitive in the West for them to repeat, and especially with Kevin Durant going to Houston, that's going to be their biggest challenge over there in the West. So,
Hey, thank you,
Well-
Tweety, for answering the question.
Well, Millie. What I said was out of the last 5-6 years of championship teams, I think they have the best opportunity to repeat. That's what I said.
that ain't a yes or no, motherfucker. That's on
Well,
the fence.
that's the answer I gave.
I'm gonna say this:
That's the answer I gave.
no,
Okay.
they're not gonna repeat. I think Houston is gonna be formidable. I think Houston is gonna be a challenge for them. I think Dallas is going to make some noise. It depends on how early Kyrie comes back, and once again, a lot of questions about AD, whether AD can stay healthy. But I think they have an opportunity. They're healthy. They have an opportunity to be good. But I think Houston's going to be the team coming out of the West. That's what I'm picking right now.
well, it's just not AD. It's those other two big men too, Lively and Gafford. So they wasn't healthy last year either. So
Yeah, but they weren't healthy. But the thing is, they don't bring the same thing AD brings. They don't bring the offensive side of things. They're defensive and defensive players and lob guys. They're not guys you can throw the ball to and back to the basket, get a bucket. AD is that. AD is a key.
But what about
AD is a key piece of that.
But what about the number 1 draft pick to go with that now?
He ain't going down the post. That motherfucker be out on the perimeter.
But he ain't gonna go down the post. But he adds offense.
they're gonna go after that boy.
He
They're
does.
gonna go after him.
For Dallas to do anything, they would need a healthy AD, and you can't depend on that. So Dallas, no.
Yeah, I think the AD question is one that's shaky. All right, so going back to if we don't have any questions, we need to answer. We got any other questions coming up?
No, not no question. No, just a couple comments.
Okay, so I would say there are other rumored moves that are out there. What teams do you see, like Tweety's team? What team do you see needs to make moves in order to enhance their chance of going into next season?
Well, I got a couple of rumors, but I'm hearing that really shopping Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
And if a contender was able to get Jaylen Brown, I think that would put them right where they need to be. To me, Jaylen Brown is one of the best two-way players in the league. If you can get that on your roster on a competitive team right now, I think that would be big. Because Boston, I mean, we already seen them. They done get rid of a couple of key players already. So Boston might be thinking about trashing this team right now and moving on. So if it was a team out there that needed a two-way player, which is a lot of teams that need that, I would consider really trying to pick up Jaylen Brown.
I heard they're shopping White too. I heard the price they're asking for both White and Brown. I heard is really high, but I heard they're shopping White too. White would be a nice pickup, and I think he would bring value to a team in a 2-guard or even point guard role. I think he can play the point too.
Yeah.
How about Tweety's Lakers? Who's out there for a big man? While we're talking teams, let's pick on the Lakers a little bit. Do the Lakers just need a big man, or do they need more than that? I'm going to say I don't think it's just a big man. I think
Yeah.
they need.
But that's their main
defense.
concern.
They need wing players too. I think on
Yeah.
the perimeter, if you're going to constantly get broken down on the perimeter, then you can't just count on always having your big man back there to be able to stop it. That's what they're counting on. I think you have to have more. So I think they need some wings that can stay in front of the players they're guarding, and take some of the pressure off of the big man. One of the things I heard, there was a rumor, is that they're shopping Reeves. That Reeves might be a person that gets shopped,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
they can pick up
because-
more defense.
Yeah, because he opted out of his contract. That 4 year, he had a 4 year $90 million. No, was it a 4 year 50 or something like that, and he opted out. So it's time for Reeves. He want more. He got to go. Ain't enough money for Mr. Reeves. 50
No,
ain't
next
enough.
Next year he wanted like 4,200 some million for next year. That's why he opted out this year for his contract.
Okay.
But now the Lakers need that big man, and they need like I'm gonna say Nick Claxton from the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh,
Nets.
he's not really a big man. He's light in the ass.
That's what they need.
Claxton's light
That's what they
ass.
need. That's what they
To
need.
play what,
though.
center?
To play center.
Nah, he light in the ass.
You just want a shot blocker. You ain't looking for nothing else, huh?
You're a shot blocker and the pick and roll and the rim go up. So that's what they need.
That's all they need. They don't need nobody who demands the ball no other way. You're right, Tweety.
They don't need a score.
They don't need him.
But what I'm saying is Claxton ain't no hell of a defensive guy, and he's light in the ass. I don't know that Claxton is the answer. I think they need somebody, but I don't think it's Claxton. I don't think Claxton's the answer.
But that's what Luka played with when they went to the championship with Dallas.
Yeah,
it was Lively and Gafford. The same type.
This ain't the same league though. Now a defensive team just won the championship. That's what I'm gonna tell you. So now copycat league, everybody shifts over and gonna pay more attention, more focus to their defense. So the Lakers, you go into that season and having Luka on the floor and having Austin Reeves on the floor, good luck. You go get a big man. Good luck with that.
But they just gonna have to outscore him because that's why they moved up in the draft to get Thorough. He that 3-and-D wing that they need also.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath on that. Yeah. I wouldn't hold my breath on that, but we'll see. How about who else is out there in the free agent market? They said Cleveland, I heard, was potentially shopping their situation potentially with the two big men. Obviously, they're good with Mobley. Mobley would be the one they would keep. I heard that they were shopping I forget his name.
Jared Allen.
Yeah, Jared Allen. I heard they were shopping Allen potentially.
That would be somebody for the Lakers.
That'd be a good pickup for the Lakers.
That
would be a really good pickup for the Lakers. Like somebody like Jared Allen, because he plays inside pretty good. That would be a potential somebody for the Lakers to think about. And I think old boy that used to play with Boston, Williams, I think he'd be a decent big man for them. But with him, he got to stay healthy. But
he always hurt.
He always hurt. So, but if he was able to stay healthy, I think he would be good for the Lakers. But
but he only played like 50 games, maybe 50, 60 games a year.
Last couple of years, probably, yeah.
Right.
He's been hurt.
So, the question is it gonna make a difference with Luka coming in shape? They say Luka's gonna be in shape next year. He's laying out the sandwiches.
He's gonna be slow on defense, man.
They say he come in shape.
Yeah,
I heard he lost like 70, 80 pounds.
Luka is in shape.
He's back to
don't look him up.
But he's not.
Thing is, he can be in shape all he wants. Is he gonna stop complaining with the referees and come back and play defense? You can be Mr. in shape.
That's what everybody doing in the NBA
all year. Huh?
No,
everybody doing that. They always arguing.
He takes it to a whole different level.
Not with the ball going the other way. Everybody complains about calls, but he'll stay down on offense and be whining and shit rather going defense. Yeah. LeBron do the same thing.
LeBron do the same shit.
Are you serious?
Yes. He do the same
so
shit.
We're talking about Luka Doncic come back playing D. We're talking about LeBron James. Are we serious now?
He do the same.
And you a Laker fan? We're talking about this? Okay. Well, y'all better stop
this kind of legacy versus Luka ain't got nothing. You can come on.
Tweeted and moved on to the future. So does that make a difference for the Lakers? Luka coming back in shape?
Absolutely, it makes a difference.
I don't think so.
Come on, anytime a guy getting into shape, it's got to help him out
He
a
can
little
get in
bit.
shape all he wants to, but if he ain't playing no defense and he ain't getting back, you can be in shape all you want, but you got to
I
get this
think
up here. You got to come back and play some defense. I mean, no. Just because he get in shape, no. I don't think so.
It's gonna make
I
a
don't
big
think
difference. It's gonna make a big
It is
difference
absolutely,
because
absolutely.
Big difference how?
he ain't been in shape like 2 or 3 years since he came in the league or whatever it was.
He ain't been in
Has
shape
he played defense since he came
at
in the
all.
league?
Exactly. His cardio is better. Everything is better. He can play longer. He can move better. Jump
He can play
higher.
defense?
Yeah, his defense gonna be better. It ain't never
Okay.
gonna be great. It ain't never gonna be great, but it can be a hell of a lot better than what it is.
Defense
I
not
mean, this
gonna be,
motherfucker.
his
2 or
defense
3
not gonna be
steps.
better. It ain't gonna be better because defense is
Right.
here.
Defense, yeah, you got to want to
Defense
play
is here.
defense.
You got to want to play defense. You
Just
got to have
because
heart to
you're in
play
shape,
defense.
You
defense.
move your body faster.
You got-
Just
you got-
because you're in shape don't mean you're
Yeah,
gonna play defense.
you
You gotta want to
you
play
gotta have
defense.
heart. You gotta have heart to play D. Right?
You gotta
Defense.
have- yeah.
Defense is not about
You gotta
getting
have
in
heart.
shape. It's about having heart and wanting to play defense. Luka in the Euros, him in the Euros, they don't play defense. They don't believe in defense. All of them are very offensive skilled. All of them are defensively challenged. So I don't think they'll make a difference for
Well, he
for
got
Luka.
LeBron with him. Maybe a little bit of that rub off on him, help him out a little bit.
He ain't with Buff last year. He looked the
You know, it
same.
was
So.
just the first year.
They ain't played a whole season together,
First year.
so we'll
Had to
see.
get the beer belly off of him first.
Yeah.
All right,
They
well,
made it to the finals too, and he didn't play no defense. So I don't think nothing gonna happen. It's either you want to do it or you don't.
right. I agree. Defense is not one of the
defense,
things that you can lose your weight in, lose
Exactly,
weight
yeah.
into.
Yeah, that's the truth.
It's not gonna happen. So we'll see. Let's see. So that does it with we beat up on the Lakers. So I think that wraps us up. We're at 1:00. We've made it through the time that we have scheduled for here today. Closing remarks on the NBA season. Q, what you got?
On the new season?
No, closing remarks on the NBA. Everything we talked about. Closing remarks. What you got?
Season is
Oh,
happening.
Yeah, see what you said.
well, it's going to be a great Western Conference. It's going to be a dogfight on that side. A lot of teams going to have their name in the hat. I'm very interested in seeing what's going on. The West is a little more, kind of together. So you got about maybe 4 teams up there that can actually go for it, but the West is wide open, man. So it's going to be a great basketball season next year. Looking forward to it.
Okay, Martin. Closing remarks. NBA. What you got?
Well, closing marks on this year. This past year. To me, it was a good year. We had. I love it because you had 2 brand new teams there. It was a new champion crown, new MVP, and everything else. So overall, this season, it was a very good season. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to next year. Hopefully, we can get some of these guys back from injuries because of injuries, it hurt a lot of teams in the playoffs and stuff. So I just hope we can get some of these players back for next year, and I'm just can't wait to see it.
Tweety.
Very competitive.
Tweety,
Yeah,
what
man.
you got? Is Tweety still there?
He froze up.
You froze up for a second.
All right. I'm gonna say my closing remarks is.
Okay.
What, Tweety?
There you go.
I froze up a little bit.
No,
I was
you
talking
good.
about the NBA season. It
But
was a
you
great
good.
season. I was talking about all these Achilles injuries that happened, and most of them was for zeros. The jersey number zeros. They all had Achilles injuries. So
And pink
I
shoes.
hate to see it. Hope they come back healthy next year. Have a great season next year. But I'm glad that OKC won the championship, and hopefully we'll see another great season next year.
Stay away
Hey,
from the pink shoes.
Hey, I say this. I say a defensive team won the championship, so that means going into next year, defense is going to step up. I think that's a great thing for the NBA as all these leagues are copycat leagues. So I think we're going to see much better basketball next year. So I look forward to that, and I look forward to what Houston's going to bring. That's the team I really am compelled to see. Go ahead, Mark. You about to say something? And then
No. I was just gonna say Tweety had froze up, but I was gonna answer for him and just say the Lakers gonna win the championship next year. They're gonna sweep whoever they play. That's all.
All right. Hey, with that, appreciate everyone jumping on today. Tweety, hit them.
Like and subscribe. Hood Report 2025.
That's right, baby. Hey,
baby.
that Hood Gear Shop opens officially on Thursday, July 3rd. Go get your fresh ass gear. We got ours. hey,